We love food colored green, bell peppers and long string beans, pickles, celery, cucumbers too. All these foods are good for you.
Welcome to Storytime Cooks, where we learn about food through books. Today we're going to be reading a very special book because coming up soon is a very special day, Mother's Day. And this story is The Mother's Day Sandwich, and it's by Jillian Wynot, illustrated by Maxie Chamberlain, and this is an Orchard book. So this is a story about a brother and a sister who decided they would like to surprise their mom for Mother's Day. "Get up, Hackett," said Ivy. "It's Mother's Day. We have a surprise to make for Mama." "Surprise?" said Hackett, and Ivy's the sister and Hackett's the brother. "Yes," said Ivy, "we're going to make her breakfast in bed." Hackett followed Ivy into the kitchen. Said Ivy, "What should we make?" "Cake?" said Hackett. And Ivy said, "Well, probably not. We're not allowed to use the oven." "Egg?" said Hackett. "No," said Ivy. "I can't turn the egg beater and hold the bowl at the same time. It would dance all over and fall off the counter and smash. And besides, we would still need the stove." And look at, there is an egg everywhere, just thinking about it. Hackett opened the refrigerator. Fruit. Ivy looked at a yummy honeydew melon. "We would need a knife," she said. "And we're not allowed to use knives without Mama." Hackett took out a jar of mayonnaise. Ivy frowned. "Put that back, Hackett," she said. "No one eats just plain mayonnaise." Hackett took out pickles and a stick of butter. "You're just being silly," said Ivy. Hackett giggled. He was. "I know," said Ivy. "We will make cereal with milk and a banana. Mama can cut the banana all by herself. And maybe some orange juice." And Hackett smiled. Ivy climbed up on the counter and opened the cabinet. Maybe the cereal is in the back of the cabinet." Out came tuna fish and crackers and coffee and beans and syrup and pears and raisins and noodles, jelly, spaghetti, vinegar, tomato sauce, tea, cookies, sardines. "Here they are." Ivy took down the tall box and started to pour. And she poured and poured and "Oops," she said. "I'll clean those up later." And there's cereal everywhere. The milk was too high for Hackett to reach. He dragged a chair to the refrigerator and climbed up. He set the container in the chair and climbed down. "Plop," said Hackett. Oh no, milk had spilled everywhere. "Oh, Hackett," Ivy sighed. "We'll mop that up later too. But maybe I should get the orange juice. You get the banana." The bananas were still in a bunch, and they were still stuck together at one end. Hackett tugged, and he pulled, and he squeezed, but he couldn't get one loose. He picked up the whole bunch of bananas and thumped them on the table. "Oh, Hackett," yelled Ivy, "they'll be all smashed and mushy." Hackett started to cry. "Don't cry," said Ivy. "I think there's one that's still good. I'll get the banana, you get the spoon and the knife." And they have everything out on this tray that they're going to take to their mom. At last, everything was neatly arranged on the tray. "Ready, Hackett?" said Ivy. "Wait," said Hackett, and he ran out into the yard and ran back in with a bunch of yellow buttercups. Perfect. Ivy arranged them in a little pink vase in the center of the tray. Then she held her finger to her lips. "Shh," she said. "Let's be as quiet as mice. We want Mama to be surprised." They tiptoed into Mama's room. Can you guys tiptoe? Tiptoe really quiet, and Mama was fast asleep, silent as fog. They tiptoed into the room, and fog is pretty silent. It doesn't make any noise at all. Slowly, they lowered the tray, Quietly, Hackett unfolded the tray's legs, and carefully, slowly, quietly, they set the tray down around Mama. "Now," whispered Hackett. "Now," whispered Ivy. "Happy Mother's Day!" they shouted. "Oh, no!" Mama sat up with a jerk. The tray toppled over. Orange juice and milk and cereal and smashed bananas and flowers and water went flying. "Oh, my," said Mama. "What is all of this?" "It's a mess, I think, don't you?" Ivy and Hackett both started to cry. "It was supposed to be a surprise," said Ivy, "for Mother's Day." Mama wiped Banana off her nose. "Well, you certainly surprised me," she said, laughing. Ivy smiled and Hackett giggled. "Come here, you two," Mama said. "Do you know what I would really like? A Mother's Day sandwich." "A sandwich for breakfast?" asked Ivy. "I'll make it." "No, me," said Hackett. Mama pulled them into bed with her. "You don't make a Mother's Day sandwich in the kitchen. You can make it right here." "Here?" said Ivy. "Yes," said Mama. "You be one slice of bread, and Hackett will be the other slice of bread, and I'm going to be the cheese in the middle." Hackett and Ivy giggled. "Now listen, you two pieces of bread," said Mama, "squeeze very close to the cheese so it can't fall out." Ivy and Hackett squeezed very close to the cheese. "Happy Mother's Day," said the two slices of bread. "Thank you," said the cheese. And they did have a happy Mother's Day. But they really weren't going to make a real cheese sandwich. It was just a really good hug. But if you were going to make a cheese sandwich, it would be fun if you made part of your grains whole grain. So in this sandwich, we have whole grain on one side, and we have white bread on the other. Just a reminder to make half of our grains whole. So that cereal is a good whole grains. This one actually says 100% whole grain oats. But a lot of cereal is whole grain. You just have to read the label. You can also get whole grain rice and whole grain spaghetti. Even some of our favorite things like popcorn are whole grains. Corn tortillas that we might use to make a taco. Some of our muffins and flatbreads and crackers are also whole grains. So there are just lots of whole grains that we can pick from. And today we are going to make a very special Mother's Day treat. We're going to make a special butterfly treat. This is a fun sandwich. It actually just has one piece of bread. So instead of using square pieces of bread, we took a cookie cutter and cut it into circles. And then we just took a piece of strawberry and sliced it up. I put some peanut butter on my bread, and instead of using jelly, I'm using the strawberries. So it'll still kind of taste like a peanut butter and jelly. So we laid the slices of strawberries on our peanut butter and then cut off little pieces of carrots to make our antenna. So this might be a fun treat that you would like to make for your mom or with your mom on Mother's Day. And give her a big hug. She deserves one for all the good things that she does for you. We hope you'll come back next week and join us for another segment of Storytime Cooks as we continue to learn about food through books.
We love food colored green, bell peppers and long string beans, pickles, celery, cucumbers too. All these foods